Hello, my fine friends. Welcome to another edition of Twitch Fun, episode 99. Is it really? Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it? When you think of all that time that we spent doing this together, it is amazing, Ali. You know, we spent a lot of time together. 99 hours, roughly, I guess, of you and me talking, and some other stuff as well, and some other puppets, some sketches and stuff during lockdown. Next time we do this, it'll be number 100. It's amazing to think, isn't it? That is amazing. It is amazing to think. I'm thinking at it. There you go on then. You did. You winked at it. Winked at it. Did somebody say winked at it? I actually said wanked at it, so that didn't work. Anyway, look, I didn't want to start this in jovial mood. Both Ali and I felt it was very important to do an episode of Twitch Fun today, of all days. It is, of course, the 80th anniversary of the D-Day landings, and it would seem inappropriate for us not to mark that with a show. Look, usually, Ali, yes, this show is very satirical, sharply satirical, very intellectual, definitely those things. But, you know, going for laughs, I would say. But today, I want to remember all those brave men, a few of whom are still alive, and women, of course, who facilitated that amazing landing. And, you know, Ali, what? I feel that they made that sacrifice so that we could do this, and that's why I feel it's important just without any jokes, without any silliness, without any cocky carrot coming in and saying something inappropriate. Don't do it, because this is a serious moment. You know, thank you for that sacrifice. Thank you for. You think that they sacrifice in order for you to do an occasionally topical show with a 130-year-old ventriloquist Castani? Do you think that's what they did? I think that's what they did. You think that was on any of their minds? I don't think it was necessarily literally on their minds. I don't think they were literally thinking in 80 years' time the internet will be invented and man will have a mental breakdown in his attic and start talking to a 130-year-old ventriloquist dummy. Of course, I was only 50 at that point. I was a young sliver of the thing. 82 maybe. I can't remember how old I am now. It gets hard, doesn't it? You know, so you think about it, Richard. You know, I don't think any of the men who made that sacrifice were thinking about you, but not me exactly, but the because of the sacrifice they made. That means if Hitler had got into power in the UK, we would not be allowed to do this show. I can tell you that. So that's one of the many benefits of the Allies winning World War II, is that we get to do this show. I think this is a little solipsistic, and you know, to try and make it without you. You have to think, Richard, some of those men who were in D-Day might well have seen me in real life. I was alive during D-Day, and the only person on this planet who was alive in World War One. I was alive in the Door War. The Door War? The which war? The war. The Door War. The Door War. The Door War. Was there a war about a door? The Door War, Richard. I was alive in the Door War. You were alive in the Door War. The Door War. The Brian Blessed Door War. Brian Blessed's Door War. Is that a new Channel 5 show? Just showing it on Channel 5. I can do serious as well. This is, you know, all respect to those. Some of those guys, when they come from Middlesbrough, they may have seen your granddad, Jeffrey. Well, he wouldn't. Would he have? How old would he have been then? Yeah, he might have been a teacher by then. Or they might have seen your great granddad Tom, thy creation, the God who made me, whose hands sculpted my every feature, whose hands worked their way around my groinal area. Well, they must have done, I guess, yeah. They may have seen him preaching Methodism. I thought he was a Baptist. Oh, he's not even a Baptist. I don't know. He's either Baptist or Methodism. I don't know. But anyway, the Boer War. I was alive for the Boer War. When was the Boer War? I think it was 1898, wasn't it? If it was, I was alive. If it wasn't, I wasn't alive. I was alive for the Vietnam War. Did you go? I didn't go. I didn't go to any of the wars, Richard. I was in a fucking box. That's why I'm still here. You start in the docks, you don't end up in the docks. That's what I say. That, yeah, some of those the lads, those young lads, these from Middlesbrough, certainly from Middlesbrough, and they may actually have seen me. So then, as their lies tossed into their eyes, they may have seen thy face looming in, as you will at home when you die. You'll see me coming in, going, and you get it. Sit on it, Dodra. Sit on it, Dodra. I want you to sit on it. I want you to sit on it. It's not appropriate to do that while we've got the D-Day celebrations. Commemoration. I don't know what it is. You know, thank you. All I want to say is thank you to those men. My great uncle Ernie, yeah, like my nephew, my son. You like to pretend you're not a dad, don't you? My son is not exactly named after Ernie. There was a few Ernies in our family. My granddad Don, the other granddad, had a brother called Ernie who died Dunkirk, or around about there. So you know there were, and he was from Middlesbrough. Was he? He might have seen he might have seen you at some point. It's not, no, don't make it all about you. If you're saying I'm making it all about me, but anyway, we felt we had to. We couldn't let today pass without Twitch of Fun coming on. So, Father was alive during the war, of course. Yeah, I mean she was like 9 years old at the end of the war, I think. Yeah, 8 years old. So. Yes, I won't say anything then that would the inner through it. It would be that would be inappropriate. Saying it about an 86-year-old, nearly 87-year-old woman. She's 87 on the 2nd of July. If you want to send her a present, I'd like to give you a present. Oh, do you know what the present would be? I don't think we need to know. But anyway, thank you to. We'll carry on and we'll go. You know, I think the men who died on D-Day, they would be glad to think that if you could just go to them just as they were going to heaven, going, by the way, because of you, a guy will be able to do a show that 98 people will be watching live, all around the world, probably. Sort of misfits, nerds. But also, what was I going to say? I can't remember. Oh, but then, you know, it will make people laugh. And then after they'll do a serious tribute to you. This is a serious tribute. Then they'll go back to making the world laugh, and that's what they'd want. They wanted the world to be free of fascism. That worked out, didn't it? That's worked out very well. And they wanted the world to laugh again. They would be delighted about that. I don't think they really would be that delighted. They were just been killed, or just about to be killed in a horrible fucking war. I think they would want to punch you in the fucking face if they could get here now. If I could conjure up their ghosts, Richard, I believe that they would. Spit on you, spunk on me, maybe, and with ectoplasm. Oh yeah, okay, like in Ghostbusters, yeah. And what else? And they would disconsolate, but they'd be what? They wouldn't be happy. Okay. Let's get back to the funny news. There's some ventriloquist dummy news. The ventriloquist dummy. Rupert Murdoch, seen in this picture here, you can see he's very jowly. He looks like you. He does resemble me, doesn't he? He's almost as old as I am. He is almost as old as you. He's got a very jowly face, hasn't he, Richard? Yep. And some people will think that proves I'm ventriloquist dummy because I've got a jowly face. But I'm not. I'm a little tiny man like Rupert Murdoch without the money. Yeah, and. Good to see him getting married the 5th time. Well, you know, he's 93. I was hoping when the previous one fell through, he was engaged last year, wasn't he? And it fell through, and I thought this is the chance. I would happily marry Rupert Murdoch as a 93-year-old. I'd let him do anything he wanted. I mean, if you're listening and watching, he does watch. Does he? If you're watching Rupert, I can go on. I could do this on Sky. But also, I'd be very happy to marry you. I would sign a prenup. That I wouldn't take more than half of your money if we got divorced. I'd be you can do whatever you want to me, and no questions asked, with not killing me though, obviously. If this one doesn't work out with this lady, who must be a bit weird to want to be married to you, so you know, think about that. There must be something wrong with her because she wants to marry you. So I would be very suspicious about that woman, and I would marry someone who truly is honest about their feelings. I'd like to marry you, so you can do whatever you like to me, and then all I'd want from it is £1 billion. If you could just give me £1 billion, I'll walk away. I'll walk, even if I'm not, even if you're not dead, I'll walk away. Even when you're dead, I'll just take a bill, just a smooth bill, and we'll walk away. But there we go. It's good to see you happy, isn't it, Richard? You sound rather 93 years old. That gives me hope, doesn't it? There's an old fucking dried up walnut little trick like him. Don't be rude about him. He might marry me, but he might give me a TV show. He's done well. She's young enough to be his granddaughter. That woman probably she's 67, I believe. He's 93. Let's do some maths. That's a 26-year difference, I think. Oh, that's very quick. I couldn't have done it that quickly. I mean, you might not have to get it right. Yeah, I think that's right. So 26 years. Well, he couldn't. Well, 13 and 13 could be a grandfather. But he's just old enough to be her normal age dad. Whereas if my kids, I'm 50 years older than my kids. So, I'm going to be like 100 years older than my grandkids. Do you think you're going to see your grandkids, Richard? I have a feeling I'm not going to see my grandkids. I have a feeling that's going to be the case. But it's good to be back, and it is nice just to be doing this. It's just, it doesn't have to be funny. That's the thing, doesn't it? It doesn't. Don't feel any pressure, Richard, to be amusing. I don't. Don't worry. Don't worry if it's not amusing at all. If it's not funny at all, right? Because it's just nice to be back, isn't it? It's nice to be my best friend. You're the person I talk to the most in the world. That's very tragically sad. And I miss it, but I've been on tour. I'm back on tour, so I don't know when I'll be able to do this again. Are you going to try and get your people to come see your tour? Yeah, 91 people. Well, and the people who watch the YouTube and listen to the podcast. Do you think it's going to make a difference to the sales? Look, I've sold 50% of the tour tickets already, and the tour is only 10 shows down. That is enough to ensure that I won't lose money. I've sold 50%. I have not sold 50% of my tickets for the London gigs that are Friday, the 7th of June. Is that right? 8th of June? 7th of June. And Sunday, the 9th of June. I'm at the Bloomsbury tomorrow, and I'm at the Leicester Square Theatre on Sunday. We added an extra date. I think we could probably have got away without adding the extra date. I think we should have just done one at the Leicester Square Theatre that pretty much sold out. One at the Bloomsbury. If the other people from the Leicester Square Theatre all came down to the Bloomsbury on Friday instead of we'd have a nice 2/3 full theatre. But as it is, we're going to have a nice third full theatre and quarter full theatre. Unless you do something about it. richardherring.com/gigs if you want to come along and see what everyone is calling a good, heartwarming 4-star show. Yeah. Do you think this is worth it? I don't know if this is worth it. I don't know if any PR is worth it anymore. Twitter doesn't work anymore. It used to work beautifully for me. I think actually, do we want to get into this? I don't think so. Because I like this way you got your hand on me. Yes, I care about you, Sean. About you. Nothing, a bit of a breakdown, haven't you, this week? I don't think so. And a bit of what? A breakdown? Oh, yeah, breakdown, yeah. And yes, and I just worry that I know I'm very happy. The tour's been going great. Thank you to everyone who's come. It sort of hits in at the end of June. So end of June, beginning of July, I'm on the road nearly all the time. So I definitely won't be doing Twitch of Fun then. So I don't know when episode 100 will be coming up, but we'll hopefully get there. If one of us doesn't die, I think you're more likely to die than me. I seem unable to die. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but it's. I think looking at the last tour, I think I'm getting slightly more people coming to see me. Has the Taskmaster bounce? Have you experienced a Taskmaster bounce than anything you'll get? I've not experienced that. No, it seems the podcast tour did better. That's because that's not just you, is it? There's lots of celebrities on that. Yeah, well, no, but also even ones where there weren't like big celebrities did okay. The podcast tour did well. This isn't doing as well as the podcast tour, but I think it's doing better than my last stand-up tour. It's a very slow progress for me over the last 15 or 20 years of doing stand-up every year, and then I didn't do it 5 or 6 years just now, but every year getting slightly more people, starting very small, and now getting to the point where, to be fair, it's very small still, but compared to, you know, a lot of comedians, it's all right. So I'm very, you know, I'm happy, but it would be nice to get more than, maybe if we get 60% ticket sales. That's also what's possible. There's still a lot of tickets for sale. So have a look at richchain.com/gigs, richchain.com/ballback/tour. Come along if you can, and I think we're doing some more gigs in the spring of 2025. If you're saying, why aren't you coming to my town? We might even be coming back to some of the towns. We might even come back to London, even though people in London, you know, don't seem all that interested. But it's a good show, and you know, it's a nice. I feel like I'm easing my way back into the world of stand-up, and I can give up podcasts, I can give up ventriloquism, just get back to what I'm meant to be, a hard-hitting, satirical stand-up who presents a game show on Channel 5. Good luck with that, Richard. Thank you very much. Let's see what... I want to talk... Given that I did go a bit crazy yesterday. If you listen to the latest Stone Clearing episode, I nearly didn't put it up because, you know, it's always from a slightly... I put myself in the mindset of someone who's crazy. Yeah, you still are doing the thing, aren't you? I'm still doing the thing. Yeah, so... Are you putting yourself in the mindset of someone crazy, or are you just in the mindset of someone who's crazy? Well, look, I bought some Dairy Milk Mega Buttons for the kids, and look, the problem, and I admit I have a problem with giant chocolate buttons. I'm not too small to admit it. I'm addicted. A lot of people in show business are addicted to things. Yeah, they're addicted to like drugs, heroines, and nose cocaines. Yeah. I'm addicted to giant chocolate buttons. I've managed to kick that addiction. I managed all through the latter part of last year. I think right up to probably Easter. I didn't have any chocolate at all, really. Maybe a little bit at Christmas. Started sneaking back in. Zoe told me dark chocolate was okay, so I started eating dark chocolate, and that was a gateway drug to come back. I'm very much addicted to giant chocolate buttons, but I was at the supermarket last week. I saw Mega Buttons. I thought this was just a big packet of giant chocolate buttons, okay? That's, I think, what a lot of people would think that. Just thought, oh, it's giant chocolate buttons, but it's a big... But the Mega means there's loads of them in here. This is a big pack. 192 grams there are in there. And I thought, I'll get this to the kids, and I won't have them, because I've kicked it. You know, I've gone back a bit, but I've kicked the habit, and I can handle it. You knew when you were dying that you'd eat them. I didn't, and just I was feeling a bit tired and low yesterday, and I just thought I'd try a couple of giant chocolate buttons just for I did the dog walk, and I opened them up, and the Mega chocolate buttons, they're huge, Ali. They're about this big. That's very good in an audio podcast medium. They're, I'd say, 3 or 4 times the size of a giant chocolate button. They are too big. I think if anything, eat it. I ate the whole pack. Did you? Yeah, I ate one, and you felt after one Mega chocolate button like you feel after eating a whole pack of giant chocolate buttons, just sick and depressed and angry with yourself. It was actually hard to get through one of them. They were like, you know, very large and too big for a chocolate button. A chocolate button has to be a certain size. They've experimented with, they've pushed it a certain distance, they've got a giant, they realise giant work, but they've gone too far. I think the person who invented the giant chocolate button thought no one would dare go further than this. We've pushed this as far as it can, but they've pushed it further. They've created Mega, and my fear is it's going to escalate. The chocolate manufacturers are going to go mad. There'll be chocolate buttons the size of plate. There'll be chocolate buttons the size of the moon. There'll be chocolate buttons the size of the galaxy, made probably by Galaxy, let's face it. So, it was too much. I did eat them all. I ate the whole pack, 192 grams, over the course of the evening. But it was hard to do it, and I think it may have kicked that, because they weren't like chocolate buttons, so it might have helped me kick the habit. We'll see. But I'm worried for the kids, because, you know, this chocolate buttons, I don't mind. The little ones are fine. I don't even like the little ones. I don't like the big ones. It's sort of Goldilocks effect of chocolate buttons. The giant ones are exactly correct for a grown man. They give you a nice dose of the amphetamines or whatever drug it is they put inside these things, and you eat a whole pack and you feel sick and depressed and angry with yourself for ruining your life. But now these Mega Buttons, I'm worried kids will get hold of these. I dread to think I had to eat them all yesterday, even though even one was too many, because I couldn't risk them falling into the little sticky fingers of my children. God knows what it would do to them. But I am worried about this, so I have brought this subject up in the hope it will be discussed in Parliament. You know, Parliament has been prorogued. Why do you keep? Why do I keep stopping talking when you're drinking? I don't know. If you're any good, you got a drink, and I got to carry on talking. There we go. Oh, the microphone broke down just as we were doing that. I think it did. Anyway, look. This is a warning. Don't do drugs, kids. Please don't be like me. Look. You know, I've put on a bit of weight. I lost that weight, and it's coming back again. And don't go down the route. Try to avoid the little buttons. The little buttons lead to the big buttons. The big buttons lead to the giant buttons. The giant buttons lead to the mega buttons. And then you'll just be fucking making your own buttons, melting down all the chocolate you can, putting it in a circle, thinking that's enough. Someone's at the front door. Yes, that's good. I think that's my daughter returning from swimming. I mean, I don't know how I can get through this show. My daughter swims on a Thursday night now. And so I think she's outgrown doing this. We'll see. She might pop up. We'll see. I doubt it. She's got too mature for it. But there was that beautiful moment when she was 8 years old where we were just exactly on the same wavelength and it would work. She would be joining in with this mega buttons. Yeah, this whole mega buttons thing. Richard, I just want to reiterate, it doesn't have to be funny. Don't worry. This doesn't have to be. Thank you for that hand of calm. It's very nice. It doesn't have to be funny. It's just nice you're here, and it's nice we're talking. And as long as you're here, you're not causing any harm to anyone. That's the way I look at it. Well, thank you, Ali. That does make me feel better. You got a bit of a headache? How do you know that? I've got a bit of a headache coming in. There's a couple of sad bits of news to take you through. Jeanette Charles, who is best known, of course, for, and only really known for playing Queen Elizabeth II. She looked like Queen Elizabeth II a bit. And just a few short months after Queen Elizabeth II left us, the real Queen, the only Queen I recognise, Jeanette Charles has followed the Queen to that pearly gates with holding something that looks a bit like Paddington but not really Paddington as she walks up to the gates. That's got to be the cartoon, right? That sort of bug-eyed Paddington doll. And Jeanette Charles, who does, she does look quite like... I saw a report of her on the Chorter website. They showed an old report when she was retiring or something a few years ago. And she said, what's the secret? She said, always to treat with respect and be respectful. And then they cut to her in The Naked Gun with Leslie Nielsen on top of her sliding along a long table. So she didn't always stick to that. What do you think? Would you like that life, Ali? What life? The life where your whole career is just predicated on... I'm not a treasure, I didn't say you were. Predicated on you resembling someone famous. Well, you resemble Charlie Boorman, don't you? Yeah, but I don't think there's much. I don't, do you think I can get any work being Charlie? I mean, who do you think would get the most work if Charlie Boorman became a lookalike of me and I became a lookalike of Charlie Boorman? Which of us do you think would make the most money out of that? I think it would be close. I think it would be close. How many people would want to hire someone who looks like me? Not many. How many people would like to hire someone who looks like Charlie Boorman? Well, are you and the Gregor might do it if you wanted to go motorcycling and the time Charlie wasn't available, you could go on the bike and everyone would think you were him. Yes, that's true. So it's just an odd thing. Do you think you look like anyone? I think I look a bit like the Taskmaster champion John Robbins. That's who I think I resemble. Do you think you could be a look like him? Well, I think I could make some money out of the news. He's not a champion, by the way. Don't big him up. He's just a champion. I'm a champion. I was getting ahead of myself. I've seen the future shows and I know what's coming up. You can't do. I think he's got a good shot at becoming a champion. But until he is a champion, then... and I've realised, because I didn't 100% know, Dara O'Brien had sort of talked to me saying there was something testicular going on in his show, but he wouldn't tell me about it. But Dara O'Brien only has one ball, I believe, and I've only got one ball. Josh Widdicombe, I don't know how many balls he's got, but it would be weird if part of becoming a champion of champions, you have to give a ball to become a champion, I think. Or at least one ball people become very good at Taskmaster. But yeah, I think you could probably make a living. I could hang out, I can find someone who looks like Alice Jeans. We could go and, you know, go to parties and things. You know, it could be good. You do look, you know, no, it's a compliment to John Robbins that he looks so much like me. I suppose so. I suppose it is. But there we go. So she's the other very sad death is the co-creator of Agadoo, Colin Gibb. He's not one of the Gibb brothers. They do have a track record of dying. Barry's still going, isn't he? He was responsible for the huge party hits like Agadoo and Do the Conga. I'm sad to say he's died. His friend who did Agadoo died quite a few years ago, I think. I think they might have done Who the Fuck is Alice, didn't they? I might have met. I think they might have done Top of the Pops when we were on Top of the Pops. I might be wrong about that. So I've sort of stood in the same room as him, but he's gone. He did all those hits Agadoo, didn't he? Jerry said Richard Agadoo. Are you singing a minor key version of Agadoo? Yeah, this isn't a tribute to him. What did you do as tribute to Jeanette Charles? God save the threatened queen. Long live the... She's dead, man. This isn't a good die the threatened queen. You live long the threatened queen. God take the threatened queen. Na 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 na, you were in Naked Gun. Austin Powers gave you on, and you were on Dick Emery and Star Trek as well. Agadoo. No, not Agadoo, because that's the next one. Okay. If you want to do a tribute to Colin Gibb, you can do Agadoo, do, do, touch thy nettle, shake the tree. Agadoo, do, do, touch thy nettle, drown thee. To the left, to the right, jump up and down and to the knees, and we'll dance all night to the hula melodies. Oh, the fuck is Alice? It was beautiful. I like to do a tribute to the great entertainers. I do like that too. Good day, Colin Gibb. Good day, Colin Gibb. Don't know that he would really out to take you out of the lineup. They would all sing your songs. You did the conga, that was one of yours. You gave your heart to our country. You worked with Chothy Dran, I think. I don't know if that's definitely true. And it was all quite nice until things went wrong. And it seems to me that you lived your life namely singing Agadoo. That's still a better existence than any of the tricks watching this show. That's true. And I'd really like to have known you, that I couldn't be asked to look you up. The Agadoo carries on long after your legend goes away. Well, beautiful. I mean, I don't know whether Colin Gibb would have expected to have got 2 tribute songs on Twitch-a-thon. I think if he'd known that that was going to happen, it would have made his life. If you'd gone to... Colin Gibb said, you know Twitch-a-thon? And he would said no. He said, you're Richard Herring. You know Richard Herring? No. He was in Fist of Fun? No. He did Top of the Pops. I think you might have been on it with him. I don't know. I don't know if I did that song. He'll, within 132-year-old ventriloquist dummy, will sing 2 tribute songs to you. 1 more than Jeanette Charles will get. It's weird how people are connected, isn't it? The dying on the similar day, same day. Who'd have thought the Agadoo and the Queen Lady would go on the same day? Well, it's like, you know, it doesn't have to be funny, Richard. Don't worry, the show doesn't have to be funny. It can be... well, look, there's a somber tone and there's a serious tone to tonight's show because it is a tribute, as I say, to the fellas who gave their life on D-Day. And also to Jeanette Charles and the bloke off of Agadoo. That's what they were called, right? I believe that's their name. Blacklease. I think you'll find their name was... What was their name? Blacklease. Their name was what? Blacklease. Blacklease. Oh, Blacklease, yeah. Sarah Ferguson for old Fergiana. Hadn't heard much of her recently. Reveals the final 2 words Queen said to her in a sweet moment before the monarch's death. What do you think those 2 words were? I can't begin to imagine. Were they sit on it? That's 3 words. Okay. Were they I'm winking at it? That's 4 words. Were they fuck off? What was it? Fuck off, really? Was it fuck off? I don't want to say it. If it wasn't, that wasn't fuck off. No, it wasn't fuck off. What 2 words was it? I don't know if it was 2 words. I think she said you be you. That's 3 words. Why did the Sun say it's 2 words? Because it makes it funny. Just tell me, did she say it? So I've just seen that. That's Katie Nooney. That's pretty good. I'm dying. Is what is what the Queen said. That's the best laugh of the show. From you, yeah. Well, you know, I try not to. Even though I find this very amusing, I try not to corpse. It must be very difficult, Richard, not to corpse, and this is going. It's very difficult because we're 2 of us. I don't know what you're going to say. So I love the feel you've got your hand here. It's actually very reassuring. Look, you know, I've had a tough week. Not really, but you know, I'm getting older. Things are falling apart. Yeah, just in my body. I've lost a testicle, and you know, things don't work as they once did in the heady days. Do tell us more. I don't think there's any need to. So you know, it's nice just to be able to talk to someone about it. Can you not talk to your wife about these things, Richard? I can, and I do, but she's busy working. We're busy parenting. We get, you know, to the end of the day, I've got to go and do a ventriloquist show. We watch a bit of telly. We make sweet love, of course, Richard. And then we, is it sweet? Is it ever sweet? Does it ever happen? It's good. Both good questions. It does sometimes happen. It's a wonderful beauty. It's a beautiful thing. Contract of our love. So there's often not time to really discuss stuff in depth, like what did Fergie say? I've said to him, I'll go down and say to what do you think the last 2 words the Queen said to Fergie were? Where's Paddington? So sit down, Jim. That's good as well. I mean, that's pretty. You know, why not? Why don't you guys do the show and I'll just sit at home watching you guys do it because you're funnier than me. Finally, you'd realised. I have finally realised. Well, anyway, it's good to see old Fergiana back. Why did you marry Andrew? Didn't you realise? Nonce bride. Is that what she said? It could be anything, but apparently it was you be you. Keep being you. That's not 2 words, is it? Just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, and also that's basically what she said, right? Keep being you be you. And that is and Fergie's all pleased about it. That is the Queen going, fuck, what do I say to Fergie? You be you. It's not like, it's not a compliment, is it? It's like, I can't think of what to say. There isn't time to fix this. We've left it too late in any case. Yeah, just carry on doing what you're doing. You know, it's going to be over soon. At least I'll be out of it. Anyway, there's that. Oh, and yeah, I missed this one. This is plans to demolish Russ Abbott's old house approved. Oh my God! Yeah, I mean, you know, they demolished the houses of people like Fred and Rose West, and you know, and turn them into gardens and stuff because people can't cope with what they did, and that's fair enough. But why are they demolishing Russ Abbott's house? He's you know, he didn't do anything, did he? Out of all the people whose houses should be demolished, not Russ Abbott. He was entertaining. Amnesty was a quite bad record, but not bad enough that his house should be destroyed. Well, what an atmosphere! Another party with a happy atmosphere. This is really 1980s one-hit wonder, isn't it? So let me take you there, and you're now the dancing in the cold night air. You know all the words to this. Oh, let's get the party started. Everybody's hand in hand, and we'll get ourselves together when we're dancing with the band. You got your favorite record, and Nancy's got her man. Ooh, let it go, let it show. Oh, you meant to change the words, aren't you? That's what you usually do. I know the words to this one. Oh, let an atmosphere. I love the thought he's in the... All right, they should knock his house down. I agree. They should knock his house right down. But no, I love old Russ. And, you know, look, he's using a lobster as a phone. It's surreal. It seems very sad. But it's sort of weird this week because there's two comedians' houses being destroyed. And I would rather see this one destroyed. This is James Corden, abandoned house, finally given the go-ahead to be demolished. He had a house, he abandoned it. I haven't read the story. They're just, again, Fred West style. If we knock this down, hopefully people will forget the crimes that were committed here. And in James's case, just crimes. When he did that double act show, it wasn't very good. Crimes Against Comedy. He's done lots of good things. He was in the History Boys, of course. Yeah. There's a point of order for you, Ali. It's Frankie's got his band, not Frankie's got his man, whatever we said, which is why that follows, because it's supposed to be like two tribes. And Frankie's got his band, and two tribes good, well, none is all that you can score. Scott, and teachers good to go, waiting for the rat race. You've suddenly got a very good knowledge of all songs. This is my era. Your era is the 1910s. Oh, I love the 1980s pop. Oh, what an atmosphere. Agadoos on the radio again. And Jeanette Charles is dancing along. Russ out at Disney. I'm in my house in Wrexham. It's in Wrexham. It's near Wrexham, his house. Knocking it down. People are very upset. James Corden has been knocked down. Everyone's delighted. That's all I've got to say on the subject. And that might be it. That might be it for tonight's show. There are no birthdays today. There's a magic button waiting to go. We have done surprisingly 37 minutes without my daughter coming in to make things better. It's show 99. It's a very important time. We paid tribute, I hope, to the people of D-Day. Definitely, what an atmosphere. On D-Day, what an atmosphere. There was, well, no, I don't think it's appropriate. All right, that's it. What an atmosphere. A terrible, 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 terrible atmosphere. There's bombs going off everywhere. And look at that man. He's dead in the water. Yeah, don't. I don't think we need to rejig Atmosphere by Russ Abbott to be a tribute to the fallen on DJ. We've done a pretty good job of, treating that respectfully as it should be. Those people. The reason we are here today is all because of those people and the sacrifice they made. It's not just because of that, though. It is partly, if that hadn't happened, we wouldn't be here. Yeah, that's true of anything. Don't get into one thing changing in time and everything changing. Look, it's a good job it was D-Day, not B-Day, isn't it? Well, because you'd have to wash your thumb in it. No, because you wouldn't be able to say, B-Day. B-Day, D-Day, D-Day. So, like, if it was B-Day, you'd still say D-Day. D-Day, 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 D-Day. D-D-D-D-D-D-D-D-Day, D-Day. Okay. Right, well, thanks very much for joining us. Do you think there was anything good in there? There was not anything good in there, Richard. Don't worry. Don't put your little hand on it. These little hands in places that you... And then Richard, it has, yeah. And do you want me to put it there again? No, I don't want you to put it there again. You do not have my consent. It's just lovely to catch up with an old mate. Thank you, and to have a chat. And the fact we put this out for other people. I don't get to talk to anyone as much as I used to in the old days. People at home have an even sadder life than me, and just they get to listen to us talking together, and that for them is a comfort for their lives, their meaningless, sad lives. So. You've actually made me feel a lot better about myself. Thank you. You haven't been nasty to me. No, Richard, sometimes when you come across a wounded animal, all you can do is be kind. Thank you. It must hurt, Richard. It must hurt. What must hurt? All of this must hurt. I don't know, but thanks for coming out and doing the show. With all, I mean that seriously. I'm getting a little bit emotional. We've lost the Colin Gibb, and that was his name, and one of the Gibb brothers. We've lost Jeanette Charles. Yeah, a little kiss. No, I'm just being affectionate, and it's just nice to have you here as a constant present in my life. A presence. Okay. You know, I'm no James Corden. I can't afford to knock my house down because I don't like it anymore. It does look shit, that house, doesn't it? It does. And, you know, R.I.P. to the Agadoo guy, to the woman who wasn't the real queen but was more the real queen than the person we're calling the queen now. Is that fair to say? That's definitely fair to say. And goodbye, England's Rose. Who's that? I don't know. Thanks for watching, everyone. Do you want to go out on a sad Agadoo? Agadoo. It's a haunting melody. Do do. Push tine at the shake the tree. Agadoo do do. Push tine at the Grand Coffee. To the left, to the right. Don't jump up and down. And to the knees, and we'll dance all night to the hula melodies. Remember, without the sacrifice of the men of D-Day and the women of D-Day, we would not have experienced that. So I think for that alone, thank you very much for your service and your sacrifice. Goodbye.